Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday, September 17th. And right? 17th? I think that's what I wrote. That's what it is. Yeah, September 17th. And it is not a humongous release day for us because I cut back on my orders. So we have here in the shop right now about 20 books, a couple more than 20. Tomorrow we're going to add another four or five. But Marvel and DC alone have a dozen books out between the two of them. We didn't get a whole lot of them. Image has some books out that I didn't get. Um, then you get into the imprints and all this. Like, there's just so many books out. More frustrating is that because of the way Image changed the way they do single issues, we have a bunch of Image stuff that we're not getting this week, even though it's officially released this week. And to add insult to injury, something that is supposed to be released this week, and we are supposed to have that everyone's very excited for, the new volume of Ultra Mega by James Harren, which has not been in print for 2 years. They didn't send us 2/3 of our copies. So I just put in a request to get those replaced, and I don't think they'll be on our shipment for next week, but maybe they'll be there by the end of next week with the replenishment. I don't know, but I'm very frustrated about that. I've got like one copy that I got of a different cover. Those we got, but our 8 copies of the regular cover we didn't get. So yeah, no one who pre-ordered it, which is a lot of people. 5 of those 8 copies, I think 6 of those 8 copies, they're not getting it tomorrow. Besides for all the other Image stuff that's coming late. So, frustrating, but not really the main deal here. We're looking at new books. So let's go look at the new books that are officially out today on the shelf. First, we've got A Child in Palestine. These are Naji Ali's comics about growing up in Palestine. Various comic strips that appeared in a local paper. This is an interesting one, not a comic book, but 2 of my customers expressed interest in this book of fantasy and sex. Want is a book about what you fantasize about, and it is edited by Gillian Anderson, interestingly enough, and that's why I think some of my customers were interested. Speaking of paying for it, the great graphic memoir by Chester Brown about his relationship with prostitutes when he chose to only have sex that he paid for is getting turned into a film, actually. And they now put out a new film edition, now a major motion picture of the book. Suzuki Oshimi, as you see, we're into pretty mature stuff. Sumo Yoshizu's Blood on the Track 17, which is closing in on the end. Haiku, Volume 2. Sailor Moon Volume 10, Fool Night Volume 2, Tony Weaver and the Weebowies Weirdo, the second Nell of Gumbling book. Emma Stankliner really did a great world when she created the Nell of Gumbling world, the Gumbling world. It's a really fun fantasy adventure series. The latest I Am book, I Am Stephen Hawking by Brad Meltzer and Chris Eliopoulos. A cute little Dungeon and Dragon survival guide. I got this again thinking about having some holiday gifts. How to Not Get Eaten by an Owl Bear, and Other Tips to Survive the Forgotten Realms. Super cute. Cormac McCarthy's The Road, graphic novel adaptation by the great Mon Larsant, Famati artist, I think out of Italy, but definitely wraps you in the desperation, tedium that the book attempts to. A lot of silent walking pages. Batman by Grant Morrison, now in softcover. Venom, the Saga of Eddie Brock. This is the original Eddie Brock Venom stuff in time for the new Venom movie coming out. These are all of the Eddie Brock appearances after 300 until 375, around the mid-90s. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, the beautiful, adorable Animal Murder book. Thrawn Alliances, the second adaptation of the Thrawn books by Timothy Zahn. Godzilla War for Humanity. Our friend Andrew McLean and the great Jake Smith do a really fun, very cartoony, but awesome Godzilla book. Really recommend this if you're looking for crazy non-stop Godzilla action. This is definitely the book for it. If you're looking for just Godzilla fight scenes, not so much, but this is the crazy one. Donald and Mickey. These are two books that came out in Italy. Donald Duck in Faust and Mickey Mouse in Metropolis, the famous film. Mickey Metropolis, featuring tons of great moments straight from that classic Fritz Lang film. Finally here in English, and Donald and Faust is an actual old one. I don't know if it's Barks though. I think it is one of the later artists at Disney in the 60s and 70s. The Pharaoh Song of Marcel Lebrun, the first of the Attilio Micheluzzi, great Italian creator, books to come out in English. Fantagraphics got his license to his work. We're working on reprinting. Look at this heavy black line. Gorgeous brushwork. Great paneling. Processing, 100 comics that got me through it. Tara Booth sharing all the all the comics that she used to deal with some real personal trauma. If you don't know Tara Booth's work, she mixes the explicit with life with the implied in the art, and it really is quite gorgeous. The Extraordinary Life of Henry Mancini, the great Henry Mancini, movie composer par excellence. His life now gets a graphic novel autobiography. Now, two books that we should have had last week but came late. Bluey Unicorse. This is another one of the adaptations of a Bluey episode. As I say, I really think that these adaptations do a great job with paneling and word balloons to make these into much more comic books than just picture books. If you've seen this episode of Unicorse, they could have done something to make Unicorse's voice more annoying, but, you know, still good. And this one by local creator Penny Schneider, Artie. We should have had 2 weeks ago. Artie is created by Penny Schneider, an educator herself. It features some great little activities to do along with the book, and a really simple, fun book about being creative and not losing hope. Really great for all the kids who like Cat Kid Comic Club and the like. And yeah, that is, I think, 23 with those two books that were old. 23 books to look at. Like I said, another half dozen tomorrow. And that's it. Commentary, things you'd like me to say. I don't know. I've read a bunch of those comics at one time or another that are reprints. I've looked through the catalogs and decided what to buy, but every week I look at other stores' release notes and go, oh, I didn't get that. Okay, I guess no one ordered it. And so I would really like to know. I just did, Tuesdays always feels weird. We get a whole bunch of new books after I just did the order cutoff for 3 weeks to a month's, well, 2 months really when it comes to big books. Stuff, wondering, is this the week that I didn't order enough or that I ordered too much? So on that note, I did just get an interesting offer about the days that I'm discussing being closed for the holidays. Another retailer reached out to me about maybe manning the desk. A retailer I've known for years, lives in the Queens area, so it is possible. I'm going to talk to him. We're going to see about that. But that's really it. I'm still considering just putting up tons of auctions in the beginning of October to help pay for October. We'll check it out. Almost done with tomorrow's new single issues. I have a stack about this big. We do have DC this week, but we don't have all the stuff from last week. That should be coming at the end of the week, I hope. What else? Haven't done the Marvel yet. Marvel does have a whole bunch of new #1 releases and specials this week, so it could double the size of the stack. But I don't think it's going to be a gigantic week. And until then, until we look at all those new books tomorrow, let's not forget our little catchphrase here. Remember, damn it, babies, you got to be kind.